What is up, chat? How you guys doing tonight? This is my first Metroid stream on this channel, and I am going to be starting with the very first Metroid game, the NES Metroid. There was a remake of this game known as Metroid Zero Mission, and I will be playing that one after this one, but I was requested last night's stream that I would start with this game. So, fun fact, this is one of my favorite Metroid games overall because the nostalgia is most powerful for me with this game. Because this was one of the first video games I ever played, just flat out. So this one will always have a special place in my heart. A lot of people, like, the way people love and have, like, a fondness and, like, just positive memories and nostalgia for Super Metroid, this is my Super Metroid. Alright, so let's see. We got Alasia in the chat. Good to see you, babe. And then Scutless. Heyo. Not a bad pre-stream image. Let's see here. What'd you say there? I see good old Rundus. Yeah, Rundus is awesome. Definitely my favorite of the bounty hunters from Metroid Prime 3. He's super awesome. So sad. Rest in peace. But thank you to everybody who's in here. Let me know in the chat, what was your guys' first... What's your first Metroid game, and what's your favorite Metroid game? I don't think I say this one was my favorite. It's one of my favorites. An NES classic. Yeah, my dad was playing this one before I was even born, and I just basically inherited it right after that. I remember my dad always tells me he was pissed when he found out at the end that he's like, I was a woman the whole time? I didn't know that. I mean, Alien came out around that time. It shouldn't have been all that surprising, I guess. Let's see. Mega Agron 21 says Metroid Fusion. Yes, that's a good choice. I like Metroid Fusion. My only complaint with it is that it was very, very linear, you know, which I wasn't used to for Metroid games, because the whole time Adam's basically just saying, go here, now go here, now go here. And starting with this Metroid game, I kind of like that, you know, having to figure it out yourself a little bit, not just being told directly where to go. But as far as, like, suspense and horror and all that, oh my gosh, Metroid Fusion is amazing. Remy, how you doing? Says, hi Zeltroid in chat, don't mind me. I'm just watching the part I missed at 2x speed until I get caught up. Sounds good. Well, happy to have you in here whenever you end up reading this. Scutless says, the first Metroid was Super Metroid. Rented it back in the day. Favorite Metroid, Metroid Fusion. I like the horror feel of that game. Yeah, the SAX is so good. So good. Ah! That's funny that you say that too, because I remember it was a video game, a video store. It was a rental place called Video Palace, and that was actually where I first played Super Metroid 2. We also rented it, and I remember how tragic it was. We got to rent it for like 5 days, and I didn't beat it in that 5-day window. So returning it, I was like so sad. Would have loved to have bought it at the time, but I think money was kind of tight for my parents at that point. So eventually I ended up getting it, but it took a few years after that. These enemies right here are more powerful than any other enemy in all of Metroid. Ding, 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 ding. Just impenetrable. I'm going to try to be a little bit careful at points during this game, because this game is especially really brutal compared to some other Metroid games. Like, you can have all your energy tanks, all your health stocked up, but if you die, you lose all of your energy tanks and are just back down to 30 health, and that kind of sucks. And the way you have to restore your health is kind of tacky as well. Jack, what's up? Jack Hudson, thank you with the $2 super chat. I think that's my first super chat on this channel. No, that definitely is my first super chat on this channel. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. How you doing tonight? Okay, shoot. I don't have missiles yet, so I'll come back. That's the other thing about this game, is back when we were playing on the NES, unless you had a Nintendo Power magazine, because we obviously didn't have the internet back then. Unless you had a Nintendo Power magazine, you had no map. So you had to really make a good mental note. Alright, when I get missiles, I need to come back here. And it was like so normal to just forget like where you needed to go back, and you'd be spending like 30 minutes just running around aimlessly being like, where is it? Jonathan, how you doing? Watching OSW reviews on Metroid Dread. They did a retrospective on Metroid, which is funny. Yeah. Yeah, Metroid Dread was so great too. The funny thing is, so my dad started off with this game being his first like Metroid game, obviously. It was for me and him. And he loved this game. And I was like, hey, Pops, like, they came out with this new Metroid game, you know, all these years later, Metroid Dread. You gotta try it out. And so he tried it out for a little bit. And he just couldn't do it. One, there was too many buttons for him to press. I mean, they had an A button and a B button and a control pad back then. You know? It was like, that was it. Metroid Dread, you have all these different buttons you gotta press. So my dad got overwhelmed quick. And then he had to deal with the Emmys in the Emmy zone and got way too anxious, and he was like, forget it, I'm done with this game. I'll just watch you play it. We skipped way too many Metroid games to go from this straight to Metroid Dread. Missiles here too, frick. Okay, so we got 2 places, then need missiles. I feel like I know all this off the top of my head, but I don't remember as well when I'm like concentrating on streaming at the same time. Before the internet, figure it out for yourselves. Yeah, exactly. But that's still how I do it. Like, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is like that in the chat. I know I have a lot of like older video game fans here. Personally, I just like, I gotta stick to it. My wife's watching me play video games and she's always like, would you like me to look it up? I'm like, no, don't look it up. That's weak. I must figure it out. Nobody believes underscores. Good to see you. I'm also doing the Metroid games in chronological order, but I'm waiting for my Hunter's order to arrive. Ah, nice. Yeah, Hunters is fun. Hunters is complicated to play, but I enjoy it. It's not up to the standard of like the other, you know, first-person Prime games by any means, but it was fun. It's just like controlling, you know, the stylus and all the buttons at the same time. It's a lot. Remy says, I'm an older gamer, but I don't have the memory to get through a game as complex as Metroid without looking up a map. Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, it's not like it's good game design. It almost certainly needed a map, you know what I'm saying? But that's just kind of what you had to deal with as they were kind of figuring out video games back in the day. You had certain kind of oversights like that. Obviously, they resolved that with Super Metroid. And I don't know, I mean, obviously you don't have like any like backdrops, you just have like this plain black screen in the background, but I kind of dug it back in the day. At least for, you know, Metroid, the eeriness and just the empty black void. I don't know, made it feel creepy and spacey. So in this context, it worked. Let's see here. My friend is also borrowing my copy of Prime 2, so I have to wait to get it back. Yeah, make sure you get that back. It is ridiculous how valuable GameCube games are nowadays. Yeah, they are so... I'm actually surprised because you mentioned in yesterday's stream that you're a younger guy, so I'm kind of impressed you have a copy of Prime 2, actually. It's awesome. I think, like, I was at a video game store, classic game store, and they just have, like, all kinds of retro stuff in the box and with the manuals and all that. And so many GameCube games, man. They're going for, like, 120 bucks now. It is insane. What's up, Arcasul? Good to see you, man. Saw you supporting my wife's stream a second ago. Appreciate that. Oh, come on. This is bad. I need to get out of here. Alright, so I got my first missiles. Trying to get health. This is insane. Okay, I'll take that. Oh my god. And I'm down to 26 health. Now here's the thing. I do have this. I have the load feature and I have the rewind feature. Should I be allowed to use it, chat, or are we firmly against that? I kind of feel like it's weak to do that, but am I ready to go? I'm not ready to go here yet. I don't think I'm supposed to be here yet. I don't think I'm supposed to be here yet. I do like Hunters, Scutless. I do like the Hunters from Hunters, if only just because their backstory actually offers a lot of world building for Metroid. Like Trace's backstory introducing a new faction. Yeah, exactly, for sure. And I always like that whenever I really liked Prime 3. I know people act like Prime 3 is the worst of the Prime trilogy. I love it. And I like the fact that you get to meet other hunters. I like the fact that you get to see the Galactic Federation and all that. I get at times it kind of ruins the feeling of isolation a little bit because, you know, there's a whole, like, army supporting Samus in that one. But every once in a while, I'm okay with that. She can't be by herself, like, all the frickin' time. I almost just want to sit here and load up on health for a second. Ah! And there it all goes. Gosh, dang it. This freaking game. I love Prime 3. I just don't like how easy the game is and wish it felt more isolating. Yeah, there's moments where it feels isolating. I love Skytown, man. Skytown is probably my favorite part of the game. That is just one of the most beautiful worlds I've ever seen in a video game. It is just fantastic, and the music, so great. But yeah, it's lacking that isolation at times. And they probably made it easier after the complaints of Metroid Prime 2, to be honest. Because, you know, you have the freaking Spider Guardian and the Boost Ball Guardian, which were just so ridiculously difficult. So, after Prime 2 had some issues with that, bosses weren't properly balanced and stuff, they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll just make everything a little bit easier, and I agree. I would have liked it to be a little bit more challenging. Still love it, though. Skytown is super elite. Yeah, exactly. We're on the same page there. What's up, STR? Good to see you, man. Back when Hunters was new, I remember a theory that Trace was the prince of the... I don't know how to say it. The Kryken Empire. It's all these words you only say by yourself, and you never actually hear someone else say it. The Kryken Empire. Yeah, I remember there being a lot of theories and stuff in the beginning, and even a lot of the Metroid lore, even nowadays, it's like, a lot of people don't agree on, like, what's canon and what isn't canon and all that. Nintendo needs to come out and clarify certain things. Of course, they do that and then probably just immediately, like, retcon a bunch of stuff. That's how they work. hopefully I'm actually going in a proper direction. I know I need the long beam. Probably the ice beam soon after that. Oh my gosh. Nope. Oh. Also, did you get my email I sent to you about Discord? No, but I've only checked the email on my basketball channel. I need to check it on this channel, so, that's good to know. It's in my inbox, though, so I'll get back to you on that. If I don't respond to it late this evening, I'll do it tomorrow for sure. Ah, energy tank. Perfect. ID Munster, good to have you back in, man. Good to see ya. Personally, I believe that game isn't canon. That a game isn't canon if it isn't good. Exactly. Not canon for Other M. Any Metroid pinball fans in here? Metroid Prime pinball. I am so excited to see where the canon and where the story goes with Prime 4, though. I think they're really gonna blow things open in an interesting way. I cannot wait to find out Silex's story. Like, so he kidnapped the Metroids. He looked like he was probably cloning Metroids because you had mock Troids, you know, alongside of him in the trailer. So, like, what's he been up to? What's he doing? So that'll be fun. I'm also interested to see, like, you know, is it going to have Metroid Prime in it? Is it going to have Dark Samus? So they're going to find some BS way to bring back Dark Samus even after Phase was destroyed. Are they going to figure out some way? If the game actually has to do with time travel, which I think there's a lot to support that theory. Oh, shoot. I need more missiles. Then I think there's a very good chance that Prime actually still could be in it. Almost like a Thanos way in Endgame, you know? But we'll see. Alright, come on. Need some missiles here. I'm maxed on health game. Don't need more health. Okay. Yeah, Other M is actually considered good gameplay-wise. See, I don't agree. It still doesn't feel like a Metroid game to me from a gameplay perspective. I get some people like it, but that's not my opinion. But I'm like a Other M hater. It's well known. Alright, come on, guys. I need missiles. Jeez, they are being stingy. Man. Yeah, because Prime 4 hints that there's going to be... It basically said, I think it was like 20x9 was the timeline, which is like well beyond that of Super Metroid. So it's later in the timeline that we join in on Samus, which also means that it's either way into the future from the Metroid Prime games, or you jump way into the future because of time travel. Then the logo looks like, you know, a black hole and all that. There's developers who've been talking about, you know, how they flirted with the idea of time travel. Even in Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, they, some of the devs were talking about how they had two options originally with Metroid Prime 2. That they were thinking about doing time travel or a light world and dark world, you know, approach. Ultimately, they decided to go with a light world and dark world approach. But they did shelve time travel for the time being. So I think that's what they're doing, and they're going to pick it back up. Okay, this is frustrating. I might just leave this room and see if I have better luck with other enemies. Because I need some freaking missiles here, man. I need 5 missiles in order to open a red door. And you guys not providing missiles is making the stream get boring! Yeah, the Metroid timeline is weird since Federation's Force makes no sense and is in 20x6. Yeah, exactly. It tends to be the case. I mean, it's the same thing with, like, you know, with Zelda games as well. It's just, it's so hard trying to make sense of the timeline, and then Nintendo does a bunch of stuff that just confuses everyone. Ritos and, you know, Zoras. Ritos are evolutions of Zoras, but here they are in the same game, and we're just like, huh? There we go, finally, thank God. Jester Feathers, how you doing? Not boring, I like learning about Metroid. That's awesome. Yeah, well, I appreciate you being in here. Yeah, no, I love Metroid, man. It started with this game, like, my love for Metroid. It's so creepy. This game was like, it was one of those games back in the day that, like, I was fascinated with it and loved it, but it also creeped me the hell out. This and Kid Icarus for the NES. Kid Icarus freaked me out, man. Like, what is it? Like, they're like those witch-type characters that where it plays the creepy music as they, like, chase after you. Ooh. Be sure to aim well, otherwise they'll be known as missiles. Wah, wah, wah. Are you going to play the original Metroid 2 or the remake AM2R? Yeah, we'll see, because I still want to play Zero Mission, so I might end up doing both. I don't know if I'm gonna do like, I don't know if I'm gonna do like the OG of like Metroid 2. I might just do Return of Samus for the DS. But like the black and white Game Boy, I mean that one especially might be like kind of rough for a stream, you know? I don't know. I'll probably let you guys decide when we get to that point. Okay, so now I know I have 2 other missile doors that need to be opened towards the beginning, so let me backtrack. Alright, thank you to everybody who's in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here, talking Metroid and other things. I wish we would get like another Metroid Hunters game, but this time on a console with like really good graphics and all that. That would be sick. I did a video a couple months ago, and that video actually did really well for me, which was like the top 5 Zelda games we need, and went through like 5 games that like either have been speculated about or I just think would be a really cool idea that I'd like to see. I want to do that for Metroid 2. Talk about games that were projects that were supposed to be made that didn't end up getting made, and then just some other games that I just think, man, I would love to see a Metroid game like this. Let's see. Carrier Kyle says, love this idea. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I think this will be fun. To me, this is like when you've got a long-lasting franchise and you're just a fan of that franchise, I love doing this where you just marathon it and go in chronological order or in order that it was released, either way. And I think that's a fun way to enjoy the games. When I first played Metroid Prime and Talon Overworld, had like a remixed version of this theme. Oh my gosh, it made me so happy. The nostalgia that kicked in. Talon Overworld's also one of like the most beautiful like fantasy worlds created. Like I just have that music playing in my ears all the time whenever it's like raining out. That's how much I love it. It's only called Another since other Metroid 2 remakes were being made when AM2R came out. Yeah, for sure. I have seen so many cool projects, man. So many. Well, one of the ones I saw recently online was someone was making Metroid Prime 2D, and I'm sure it's like it's only a matter of time before Nintendo strikes down that project with a cease and desist if they haven't already. But man, it was beautiful. Like, graphically, and it genuinely, it just looked like a side-scrolling 2D version of Metroid Prime. Oh, so cool. You can find it on YouTube probably still. But yeah, some people make some cool stuff with their fan projects, man. Are you going to stream this Metroid Thursday? This Metroid series every other Thursday? Well, I kind of took a break 1 week, but I think I'm going to be doing it weekly. I play Metroid and Zelda games literally more than any other games. Like, you guys are just now seeing it as a part of a stream, but literally my way of unwinding after work almost every night, unless me and Alasia have something planned, is with a Metroid game, Metroid or Zelda game. So I think I'm gonna make a weekly thing. It kind of depends, like if everybody starts like unsubscribing because they can't stand like live streams on this channel, then I would stop in a heartbeat. But assuming people like it and they're into it, yeah, this is something I'd love to keep doing. Because although this channel's like slowly but surely growing, I'm still kind of in a figuring out phase of like what I'm doing with this channel, like where I'm going with it, what kind of content I'm going to be doing, how much live streaming am I going to be doing compared to like, you know, videos just regularly. I might be hiring an editor soon, and if that happens, the uptick in the amount of content on this channel will be... Like on my basketball channel, I'm putting out videos every other day. Like literally every other day consistently. I would love to get this channel to that point. Even if they're just like silly video ideas. You know, like theory videos or, you know, speculation videos or just... But I just want to give a place, you know, provide a place where Metroid and Zelda fans can be constantly talking about like this IP, you know, these IPs that we love. And so that's my goal, is like hopefully to get this channel to a place where you're getting Metroid or Zelda content every other day on this channel. So, because the rate in which I'm posting over here, that was actually the rate I was posting on my basketball channel at one point. You know, it was like weekly, bi-weekly for a while. But then as I started freeing myself up in regular life and was able to, you know, commit more to the channel, started posting content pretty consistently. No. Oh, I can't go this way. Cool. What's up, Rolo? Good to see you. The Puerto Rican Pistolero says you gotta do it. Yeah, no, I'm happy to do it. I'm still gonna join other people on their streams sometimes and play other games, but on this channel, I'm just gonna go crazy just playing Metroid and Zelda, like exclusively Metroid and Zelda all the time. Because I just love it so much. I know there's a lot of people on this channel that love it so much, and then, I don't know, there's some times where, like, we as Metroid fans especially, we kind of go through dry spells. You know, there's not a ton of, like, full-time... Ooh, I don't know if I wanted to do that. Shoot, because I can't go back up without the ice beam. There's not a lot of full-time, consistent posting Metroid channels on YouTube. And even the ones where they are all about Metroid, they just don't post that often. And so, not only do I see that as, like, an opportunity for my channel, but I also see that as, like, not to be cheesy, but almost like a responsibility, like, I gotta start providing consistent content for fellow Metroid fans, because, like, we're dying for it, man. When you got long periods of time where you're either waiting for, like, Metroid Prime 4, Metroid Dread, and just nobody's talking about it, it's like, we love this franchise. We want to talk about it. STR says, I've never seen this game actually played. Everyone just goes to Zero Mission. Yeah, yeah, I do love Zero Mission. Love it so much. No. Okay, so because I fell down, I returned to the room I was already at. Alright, damn it. I do love Zero Mission, but yeah, this one, because of the nostalgia, being my first Metroid game and everything, it's always going to have a special place. But we are going to Metroid Zero Mission after this one. But Rolo, it's good to see you in here, man. Hopefully we catch up and maybe get to play like Fortnite sometime soon. We definitely need to catch up. Aaron Fever, what's up? Says, yeah, quality entertainment for tonight. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And yeah, I got your number, Aaron Fever. Let's talk about editing stuff soon. Full Metal Mikey, what's up, dude? Says, just saying hi, gotta run, but I hope stream goes well, brother. Thanks, man, I appreciate it. And hope wherever you're going, you have a good time. I love Zero Mission, but it is so short. Yeah, I mean, it is a remake of this game. And, you know, with the sequence where you play as Zero Suit Samus afterwards, they did try to, like, add to the length a little bit. But the thing is, like, it's being remade. It was remade off of this game, which is also technically kind of short. Now, back when we first played this game and we didn't have the internet and, you know, we had the passwords, the super long passwords that you had to remember. You didn't have save points other than the passwords. Like, this game didn't feel short because it was hard. It was so freaking hard. But once you actually, like, if you're able to look at a map and you're able to use, like, you know, load points and all that sort of thing, the game actually isn't all that long. And then you take Zero Mission and make it simpler, and it's kind of just a breeze. Aaron Fever says, I'm off tomorrow. Maybe we can chat then, unless you got something going on. I will have work, but I mean, I could take a break for sure. Have a phone call. It just can't be a super long phone call, but yeah, we can talk then. Rolo says, definitely, man. Awesome. Sweet. I look forward to catching up, bro. Okay. If you're doing a basketball live stream, how about when the Pelicans kick the Lakers' butt? I'll be there. Yeah, that's not happening. I am planning on doing a live stream over there actually pretty soon. People were requesting it for when we hit 200K, so I think I'm gonna do one around then. Closing in. So there was two missile doors around here. I think I'm heading to one of them. I remember writing down all the passwords when I was a kid. Yeah, I remember the passwords. It was, this game was one of them, and then there were several Super Nintendo games where you had to do that too, like Super Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. They all used a password system. And then obviously if you had a Game Genie, you had to know all those codes as well. Okay, dang it. Okay, so this first door on the left I think is how to return back to the beginning. I'm gonna look at the bottom. God, it's so hard to remember like where you're going and everything while you're chatting. But it's alright, we're gonna figure it out. What? No, I think this is back. Yep. Okay, so I need to go through that door on the left. Alright. I that's going to take us back to the 2 missile doors. I'm like 99% sure now. So I don't have the long beam. I got to be coming up on that. Sounds good, Rolo. I'll text you. We'll figure out a time sometime. I love this music. Such a little heroic jingle. So great. Alright, first missile door. Scotland says, life's treating you well, can't complain. That's awesome, man. Yeah, dude, it's like... It's so hard, because it's like trying to find time to create content and stream over here, but... It's kind of a similar thing, can't complain. Between moving, and my daughter's gonna be here in a couple months, you know, our first child. There's just a lot going on. Just finished painting some of the rooms the other night, and so it's been a big, busy project getting life all settled and getting ready for the family to expand, so. Long beam, yes. The most exciting upgrade other than the ice beam. I love the ice beam. Ice beam is goated. I wasn't a big fan when it switched over to ice missiles. I was more of a fan of just straight up ice beam, where it was you could use all your ice powers for free. Wait a minute, is it? I think the second missile room is up higher actually. Okay. Not having a map's kind of brutal. Sometimes it actually, I think, enhances the experience. I think I might have told you guys last stream, but I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I went through Tears of the Kingdom probably like 6 months ago or so. Is this it? Or is this the one I came from? Okay, I think this is it. I went through the Tears of the Kingdom like 6 months ago, and I disabled the button that turns on your map. So basically a no map run. But what that also means is not only can you not look at the map to know where you're going, but it also means you can't fast travel. And I'm not gonna lie, that made the game feel fresh all over again. Like, just playing that way, because you had to be much more strategic than you normally would be. And it also meant, you know, now you're actually using your horses to commute long distances. Now you're actually scavenging and thinking, okay, well, at a certain point, I'm going to go to this snowy area, so I need to make sure to grab as many peppers as possible before I leave, you know? It really makes you have to be conscientious of what you're doing. Ah, it's this room. Okay. Okay. So after you beat Ridley and Kraid, you have to come back here at the end, and this is what takes you to the Mother Brain. Which, speaking of Mother Brain, if any of you guys have never read the Metroid manga, it's actually really good. Now, if you want a copy of the physical manga, get ready to pay like $400 online for a version that I believe is actually only in Japanese. So, but people have translated it online, and you can pretty easily find like just JPEG files that are basically just a bunch of images of the manga. I recommend it. It's worth checking out. Adds a lot to the lore and to Samus's story. But even that is a highly debated topic. Like, is the Metroid manga canon? I personally like to recognize it as canon. I think most people do recognize it as canon, but not everybody agrees on that, from what I've observed. Scott List says Ridley constantly being blown up or disintegrated and keeps coming back. Ridley returning is something you just kind of roll with and not question. Yeah. But I also just like love Ridley, so I'm not gonna complain. But that's another thing. If Metroid Prime 4 has time travel, we can fight Ridley again. That would be awesome. It's funny though, because like Ridley became probably the biggest, most significant villain in all of the Metroid franchise, just from the sense that he's the most like reoccurring, right? But this was my first Metroid game, and so for years I kind of saw Ridley and Kraid as equals. So every time, you know, Ridley would be in a game, but Kraid would not, I'd get like super frustrated. I'd be like, "Where's Kraid? You can't have Ridley without Kraid." But obviously, slowly over time, I started to get used to that. Okay, so if I remember, there's some BS. Yeah, there's an energy tank right up there. But I need the ice beam to get that, because I'll have to freeze an enemy. ID Muster says, I don't think I've ever beaten a Metroid game. Would you say that was because it was a lack of interest and like keeping up with the game, or was it like just a little too difficult? What was that? Damn. Aaron Fever says, I have read the manga and paid for the physical copies. That is awesome. That's a collector's piece right there. They weren't as expensive when I purchased them. Yeah, you probably did it a long time ago before there was like such a ridiculous demand for them. Now, do they have physical copies in English? Did they print English ones? Or am I right in just assuming they're only in Japanese? Let me know if yours are in English. Ah, nice. I think I'm going to Kraid's Lair. Yeah, meanwhile, Dread did the reverse. It had Kraid, but not Ridley. Yeah, and I was happy to see that, too. Give Kraid some more time to shine. Okay, the difficulty in this game goes up exponentially in Kraid's Lair. Back in the day, when I was first playing video games in the early 90s, this music was like the OG banger video game music. Music was so sick. This was the video game music we used to jam to. ID Muster says, I played Prime 1 and Prime 2, but never beat them. I actually don't fault anybody. Like, I love the games too much to, like, just not finish them. But I actually don't fault anybody who, like, didn't finish them, because especially when you get, like, towards the end and it goes on that, like, crazy, just collectathon. Gosh dang it, man, I'm hurting. That collectathon where you have to get all those different artifacts and stuff, it's kind of brutal, man. Because they only give you, like, really vague hints on, like, where to find everything and all that. I think that's what I was supposed to do. Man, freak. Missile! Remember if this is... See, look, I'm already hurting. Here, I'll go ahead and create a save point. Back in the day, this is what we had to do. Just bomb every single square inch. Bomb and shoot every single square inch. Unless you had the Nintendo Power Magazine. Which we did. We did have some Nintendo Power magazines, but we didn't have them all, so there were certain games that we just didn't have the tips for, you know? Nope. Nope. Amateur hour. Oh, that's bad. Oh, this is bad. Health. Ah! Alright. Let's go ahead and load it. Try it again. Still my favorite music in the game. Yeah, this music is awesome. And it's a very good, very, very nice remake. Or remix, I guess you would call it. In, in frickin' Zero Mission. God, you guys suck. These stupid bugs, man. PTSD inducing. That was one thing that NES was just brutal with, was their perpetual spawning. I'm gonna die here. Oh, this part's a little difficult. Kraid's lair, man. The perpetual enemy spawning over and over again. Where if you just, like, walk off screen for a second and immediately they're back. Oh, it's brutal. I think the worst was in Ninja Gaiden for the NES. That was, like, ridiculously brutal. Where they would just, like, infinitely spawn enemies. Great game, by the way. Both the new Ninja Gaiden games and the older ones. Man, just screw you. Okay. Alright, let's quickly save what we can. Try that again. Oh my god, try it again. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna sit and load up for a second, because we kind of desperately need it. Such a tacky way to, like, load up on health. But this is what you had to do back in the day. And I can't even do it successfully because these enemies suck. Woosah, woosah. Deep breath, deep breath. Marianne says, who are you? What's going on? What is Metroid? An amazing sci-fi game where you play as a galactic bounty hunter, Samus Aran. She works for the Galactic Federation and is fighting what are called the Space Pirates. The Space Pirates in this game are controlled by the Mother Brain, which is basically a super powerful artificial intelligence that was originally created by an intelligent bird-like people called the Chozo. The Chozo also play a significant role in Samus's story and are responsible for making her basically a super soldier and giving her her super-powered suit. You don't learn all that in this game. You're kind of just running around as a space woman, just kicking ass, but you find that out eventually if you're a Metroid fan. Bah! These seem difficult. If only Metroids could crawl. Dude, this is like... These games were unforgiving. You are getting the NES experience right now. Oh my god. I want that. There, you can keep your missiles. Whew. Startled me. I feel like this door would just take me back to where I came. See, it just freaking respawns them. Okay, I'm gonna wait till he comes back. I'm gonna missile him, and then I'm gonna see if I can do the bomb. The bomb skip in here. We'll see though. I know it's really tough on this game. Want to know something about Twilight Princess on the Wii? Are you gonna tell me it's mirrored? Because, yeah, that is weird. I recently just got Twilight Princess on the Wii U. Alright. I guess we'll wait to go that way. I recently just got Twilight Princess on the Wii U just because I had to play the HD version. And so I bit the bullet. How the frick was I supposed to avoid that? Again, classic NES experience. I can't keep track of this frickin' game and my conversation. And yeah, I was really hoping that it wasn't mirrored from the GameCube version, but luckily for me, they did follow the GameCube setup. Okay, so I don't have Ice Beam, so I can't go up there. Nah, not that it's mirrored. Alright, let me know. I'm curious. What fun fact have you got to tell me? Come on. I don't know if this is where I need to be going. Pick it up. Do I grab it? Alright, you can keep that missile. Enjoying finding those Miiverse stamps in the HD version you can't do anything with anymore. Yeah, right? Just a complete waste. So unfortunate. There's a lot of games like that where the servers, you know, just get disconnected or certain features aren't available through online play anymore. Dang it, are you kidding me? I needed that. I used to play a... Alright, let's just do this. I'm going to let myself be dead, and I'm going to go back to this section, and I'm going to use the missile doors on the right. I used to play a game called Phantasy Star Online, which is basically like a big online MMO. Hundreds of hours into that game. Loved that game back in the day. And they had this online currency that you could use, and it's like so frustrating because it's like these rare items, and they're called photon drops, and you get them all the time. Well, can't use them anymore. Putting a constant beeping sound in the music was certainly a bold choice by the composer. Yeah, but it's still such a banger. Like, I'm not complaining. Sorry, at the entrance of each room and cave of ordeals. Ah. Aaron Fever said, check my fun fact above. Let me go find it. The English one you find online is a fan translation. They take liberties to be colorful with her words. She's not foul in Japanese. Oh. See, that's interesting because I was like, wow, bold choice by Nintendo to make Samus swear. Because I thought that. I was like, oh, so we're actually like swear words in this. I was kind of surprised. But you mentioned they take liberties. Yeah, that's annoying. Because if Nintendo's not doing it, I don't want it in there. That's really irritating. Okay, screw it. I'm doing it. This game's too difficult. I'm doing it. I get it. We were all men back in the day. What happened to men? Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to run a stream here and keep it entertaining. I don't care! Don't hit me. I hate that! That is so stupid. I forgot that happens. No. You should not be able to get hit while you're mid-door. I'll leave a missile, but that health is a little too nice. For those of you who have played the NES, what would you say is your favorite NES game? I like Metroid, Zelda, obviously, but I also like Battletoads. Battletoads was a classic. Also absurdly difficult. But what NES game was it? Let's be honest. I just can't pass it up. I can't pass up the health. Alright, whatever. I'm over here laughing at the constant dying. Are we not entertained? Yeah, I think dying a lot on stream, I've noticed, is kind of like this divisive topic where it's like, or this divisive aspect where some people just love it and some people like get frustrated when they see it. Some people enjoy the humor in it while other people are like, can we just stop dying? It's hard to watch. Golly, there's so many doors. I wish there was a map I could check. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is where I want to go? I don't know. Here, let's do this. Let's do this. We're going to be really tacky here. So we're going to save here. We're going to go all the way to the left. If I don't like where that took me, I'm going to warp back. Mega Man 2 and Super Mario 3 were the cream of the crop for the NES. Yeah, those are good choices. Come on. Oh, God. Oh, God. Let's try that again. Okay, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to spawn you. That is just not at all how I envision that going. I'm going to leave this missile. This is probably just going to take me back to the beginning part. No, actually, I think this is a different location. I might keep this. Now that I think about it, part of me is wondering if I should even be... That was literally unavoidable. That was literally unavoidable. Watch, I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna go in. There is nothing you can do there. Alright, let me wait a minute. For most gaming streamers, the streamer repeatedly dying seems to be the most enthusiasm from chat, unless it looks like the streamer is intentionally dying for content. Yeah, throwing for content is tacky. Bro! What the I am clearly not throwing for content. What are you supposed to... I can't enter this room! I can't go in this room! I can't do anything. I just have to succumb to my fate. Okay, maybe I can morph ball mode and roll right underneath. And then I have other enemies to deal with. No, you can't even do that. You can't do that. Alright, so I guess I'm just not going in this room. Cool. Yeah, Aaron Fever. It is stupid how unforgiving it is. But here's the thing, and I've said this all the time. Back in the day, video games were hard. And, oh my god, dude. Genuinely, what am I supposed to do? Video games were tough, and it taught us kids, like, resilience. Like, kids and adults who played it. Like, resilience and perseverance. Because these were the only video games that, like, existed. So the options were either A, you get good, Yeah, I need more health. Alright, alright. I'm gonna go farm some health before I go in these stupid rooms. You're right. But wait a minute. Can I even... I think I might just have to die. Well, no, if there's enemies right here. Okay. I'll farm these enemies. So your options were either you get good, or you just don't play video games. You weren't gonna tell me as a kid I wasn't gonna play video games. I was gonna get good. Like... it's like... I don't care if it's the hardest game on the planet. I'd rather play that than no video games at all. So back in the day, we just dealt with it, pushed through it. You just need to admit that you can't beat this friggin' game. No, I have beat this friggin' game, okay? Back before I had a job. Come on, man. Stop wasting my time. And I need to stop using missiles. I need to kill these dudes with just this stuff. Oh, shoot. Let's try that again. And I'm dead still. Try that again. The thing is, I'm trying to keep moving because I'm on stream, but the correct strategy here is you shouldn't be coming to these parts until you've fully loaded both of your health and all of your energy tanks. Like that's the correct strategy, but when you're streaming, you're dealing with the pressure to, like, keep things moving, you know? So I don't feel like people just want to watch me just sitting there loading up on health forever, but the alternative is dying a million times, so maybe I should just do that. Oh, sure, when you survive the encounter, the enemy decides not to drop health. Yeah. NES, man. Okay. So let's do this. Now we're gonna do this. Let's create the save point there, shall we? Let's do that one. Alright, so I just tanked the hit. Nope. I want it. Should I just load up for a second? Probably. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna load up for a minute. If I wasn't an amateur. The thing I'm also doing is I need to stop playing with the joystick. I'm using the joystick, and that's not how this game was designed to be played. You're supposed to be using the gamepad. The D-pad. Alright, so switching to D-pad. A little bit more health would be nice. I think that's why when people were crying about how hard the Spider Guardian was and the Boost Ball Guardian and Metroid Prime 2, I thought it was kind of funny. Because this was my first Metroid game. And I was like, it ain't NES Metroid hard. Okay, that's enough. You wait there. Drop something so you stop spawning. Thank you. Let's see here. BRJ, what's up, dude? says another option, which I guess is part of the second option of not playing. If you can get good, you can watch other people play, which apparently I'm still doing. Yeah, clearly I'm still working on it. I'm a little bit rusty with this game. Okay. I might just leave, like, Kraid's Lair altogether, though. I went towards the top this time. I'm gonna go to this one. If there's nothing here, I'm just gonna leave here for now, because I think I need to go to another world. I shouldn't have grabbed that. I asked for that. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Let's just do this. I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna start at the beginning here, and then I'm gonna go out of this area. I'm trying to find the ice beam. Does anybody in chat remember if the ice beam's in this area, Kraid's Lair, or if it's somewhere else? Shut up, Aaron Fever. There is, like, unless they're those dudes who just play this game and speedrun all the, like, and just speedrun the hell out of it, know all the enemy patterns, everybody looks like this playing these games. It's going to be a while before I get to it in the series, but I'm very much looking forward to playing Metroid Dread. I might do it in Dread mode. Then I'll show you what good gameplay looks like. Because I did beat Metroid Dread on Dread mode for the first time fairly recently. Which is essentially, don't take a hit. Of course, unlike this game, there is a bazillion, like, checkpoints in Metroid Dread, so it's not nearly as punishing. Remy says, there are 2 places to get the ice beam, but I have no idea where either of those places is. Alright, fair enough. Thanks for everybody, to everybody who's hanging out tonight. It's funny, I'm actually getting more people joining in and chiming in for this Metroid playthrough than I was for Tears of the Kingdom, which is interesting. I was not expecting that. Yeah, this is so much more chill than Kraid's Lair. It's insane. Dread mode? Nah, you're washed. ID Monster, you're gonna make me switch games. Don't do that. You're gonna ruin the series. Don't do that. You're gonna make me pause my NES Metroid playthrough to, like, skip everything and go straight to Dread. Don't do it. Oh, come on! Whatever. I didn't need that health anyway. Aren't Dread's checkpoints only super aggressive in areas around enemy zones? Necessary balance considering how easily the enemies can insta-kill you? You might be right, actually. But to be fair, you're right. Those are the areas where they need to be the most aggressive. There is also a lot of save stations, just in general. There's a lot of save stations in Metroid Dread, so... Is it hard? Is it a hard game? Yes and no. It's like, it's difficult to beat certain bosses, but at the same time, it's very, very doable if you just have the patience to try it over and over again. Because it does not take much time to get right back into the heat of battle you were at. BRJ says, I'm amazed how much stuff you remember, how much I remember all this stuff as you play. Yeah. It's nice to see so many Metroid fans here and stuff. They call him a car. Just get out of here, ID Monster. What if the ice beam cannot be found in Kraid's Lair? Did you look it up, Aaron Fever? Because that's kind of what I'm suspecting, which is why I left. Let me know, actually, if it can't. I might just freaking look it up. No, I do think I want to go to the right then. Okay. Granted, the Emmy zones are the only places I died a lot, so I wouldn't have. Norfair. Alright, it is Norfair. So I want to have a comprehensive understanding of the game's checkpoints. Yeah. Well, play Dread mode where they kill you in one hit, like regardless of what it is, and you'll start dying a lot. Okay, I think this is Norfair. It's my experience that the checkpoints in Dread are entering, exiting Emmy zones, and shortly before boss battles. Yeah, right before boss battles, too. So, like, you die to a boss, but immediately you're just right back in the heat of things. So it's like... Yeah, it's kind of tough, but... Alright, chat. I'm gonna try to get the Ice Beam at Norfair. But let me know. Should I turn on Metroid Dread just for a little bit, break things up, to shut up ID Munster? Or should I stick to the game plan? Again, I'm gonna finish this one, but I'm taking it personally. BRJ says game plan. Alright. Don't be so easily moved, he says. Outside of the Emmys, the only things that killed me a fair bit were those Robo-Chozo mini-bosses and Ravenbeak. Yeah, Ravenbeak. I must have died like 20 times to Ravenbeak the first time I played him. But it's just like any good old NES game. Like, once you figure out how to do it, you know, it's just memorizing his movement patterns and all that. It's not too bad. It's still hard to make it through the whole fight without taking one single frickin' hit. But yeah, once you kind of memorize his movements and that sort of thing and know his cues, he's not too bad. But like, there's no way anybody played against Ravenbeak the first time and beat him. Like, just, no, that didn't happen. There's too much unpredictable crap. Alright. Majority of people are saying game plan. Alright, get more missiles, which is good. Aaron Fever, I mean, I know you do editing and stuff. What program do you use to do your editing? I've been curious. I don't even know what my editor uses on my basketball channel. I used iMovie for the longest time. It's just like the most basic of basic. I can't remember if one of these can be bombed. Sure doesn't look like it. Was I supposed to go right to start this instead of left? I want Ice Beam. This is one of those games that, interestingly enough, gets much, much easier as you get through it, because the Ice Beam, for one, just being able to freeze enemies in place, like, that is such a benefit. I think this is a dead end. Yeah, sure as heck looks like it. So you get the ice beam, and then you get the screw attack, where you can basically jump through the air and not take damage, generally speaking. Like, that makes the whole process so much easier. It's ridiculous. I guess that's really true of most Metroid games, though, now that I think about it. Like, they all kind of get progressively easier as Samus just gets more and more powerful. Because some games are the opposite. You know, some games, they raise the difficulty curve as you get further into the game, but Metroid is kind of the opposite. Doesn't he use the pro version of iMovie? He might. I forget what that's called. Man, these enemies suck. What is that called? Final Cut Pro, I think is what that's called. Yeah. Alright, so going to the left was successful. 2 missile expansions. Now I'm going to try the right side. Switched to DaVinci Resolve in 2021 and also began learning color grading. It's like an industry standard. Oh, nice. If that's the case, I assume it's also expensive. Scottless says, I only have the most basic understanding of video editing and look up the periodic tutorial as I'm editing. I do it all in Vegas Pro 15. Yeah, I think there's another one online. It's like a free one that's just done through your browser. It's called like Filmora, I think is what it's called. So that's an option as well for anybody looking to get into it for free. Yeah, but that's the thing, like, I think everybody, when they start a YouTube channel, they think they have to be like this perfectionist and stuff, and it's just really not the case. Like, you'll improve at your craft as time goes on, you know? One thing that's always encouraging is looking at really successful YouTube channels and then sorting it by oldest and looking at some of their first videos and being like, man, this person's got millions of subscribers and look how unprofessional their first video is. Like, so, like, don't get so caught up in being a perfectionist. Like, just get started and learn along the way, you know? Okay, so... Oh my gosh, it's so easy to get lost. Can I not make this jump? Do I need the ice beam to do this? Oh, I don't think I can make this jump. Let me jump a little bit later. Yeah, no, I can't make that jump. Alright, so that's an ice beam. Let's see, ID Monster still being mean in chat. Standard. Here, I'm gonna save again. This is not the room I originally came from. Oh, come on. Come on. Alright. Oh, lovely. Ah! Just run! I don't know if this is the right plan. Alright. Probably took a lot of damage there. Too much damage, but whatever. Moving on. Some NES games, I know that's like genuinely the strategy. It's like don't stop moving. Ninja Gaiden was one of those. Where it's like, less bad things happen to you if you're never stagnant. Gosh, dang it, dude. This is... Oh, man, that sucks. This is an ice beam, too. Brutal. In that case, just load. Alright. Does this bomb down? Let's find out if this is a bomber. I know, like, one of these sections... There it is. Nice. Okay. I remembered that. One of those sections did that. Look like your plans on ice. Alright. Ice beam pun. Forget ice beam, reset, and go back to Brinstar. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Go back to Brinstar? Why? Nice. Okay, high jump. Which means I can go back up to that one area earlier. Aaron Fever says, don't listen to that. Ah. Another room I can't go to without the ice beam. Alright, well, whatever. I'll just let him be then. Screw attack to... Okay, I feel like I'm just being trolled here. Alright. Next thing you know, you're gonna tell me, like, that I can get the grappling hook, you know, in the room over or something. Something that's not in this game. The grapple beam. The shine spark. That'd be crazy if the shine spark was in the NES version. But alas, it is not. That is probably, I would say, the coolest item in all of Metroid games is the speed booster and the shine spark. Those are sick. Save. I don't know if I should go down or up. Can only go down. Ah, you just said going to Ridley's lair? You're right. Dang it. Alright, I'm not being trolled in chat. Defeat all enemy spawns in Brinstar at least once within 5 minutes. First entering the area, and you'll get the phase-on beam. It actually debuted in this game, didn't you know? Phase-on beam. And the super missile. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I don't want to go to Ridley's lair. Dang it. I'm almost tempted to just die and just slowly go back to... I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna die. Yeah. Because this will take me to the beginning of this world. Okay, and now I need to go back to Brentstar. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Aethledum. But I appreciate the feedback. Looks like you were right. It's almost like almost sounds like a reference to Aether from Metroid Prime 2. Is that a thing, or what is that? Ah! Ah! Run, Samus! Leave me alone, you stupid bug monster. Okay, I think I might have an idea of where to get this ice beam now. You know what? Yeah, I'd rather just die. Because if I die, I go back to the beginning, and then I know where I'm at, where I'm going. Yeah, so I think it's the hallway where you shoot the ceiling, right? Am I correct on that? The hallway where you shoot the ceiling. I love this game. So guys, I have a big decision to make. When my daughter's here, and she's old enough to play a video game for the very first time, what video game should she play first? What do you guys think? What video game should I introduce her to before any other video game? You bomb the floor. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I know which one that is. Metroid. The NES Metroid? Which Metroid? But see, that's what you gotta be careful though. If you introduce them to a game that's like too hard right off the gate, they'll be discouraged, not play it, and lose interest. It's gotta be something kind of easy, you know? That's my thinking. It's gotta be a little bit easy. ID Monster says Xenoblade, not surprised. Super Mario World says Remy. Dude, that's a good one. That's a good suggestion. Mario Party? Yeah. Honestly, that would make a lot of sense because me and my wife, we love Mario Party, and so just naturally including her in that'd be good. Super Mario Brothers Wonder is also not bad. Yeah, all great suggestions. I do like Super Mario World as a suggestion though. And the good thing is I could just boot up the Game Genie, give her invincibility and Mega Jump, and she's golden. You can still fall off cliffs, I guess, but... Wii Sports? It's not bad. Watch her destroy my TV as she chucks the Wiimote right into it. So I was seeing, I don't know the credibility of it. I bet like Scutless, some of you guys might be able to chime in who are aware. I was seeing a rumor on Twitter today that we might actually be getting a Nintendo Direct this month. I don't know whether or not it's from a credible source. I need to look into it more. But typically, generally speaking, there is a Nintendo Direct in September. So if we're getting one in August, I would be really, really hopeful and excited about the possibility of that being the Switch's successor. Because I don't think they'd go, you know, off of their usual schedule unless they had something specific they wanted to advertise for potentially the holiday season. So chat hasn't heard much about it. That's what it looks like. Might have been a BS source, but I'm hoping it's not. Because you never know. A lot of people act like leaks are always wrong, but they're not always wrong. Okay, I'm going to save, because I know one of these is where I leads to an item, and one of these leads to, like, just an area where it's very hard to get out of. No! I didn't save, I loaded! Frick! That's brutal. That's a rage-quitting move right there. Ugh. I'm such a failure. Yep, F's in the chat, boys. I mean, it's really not that far back when you think about it, but still, that still sucks. So that happened. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Dude, that is cute. Girls love cute things. I'm about to ban you, ID Monster. I'm tired of your crap. I'm very vulnerable. I'm very emotionally vulnerable and weak right now. Okay? I don't need your BS. Alright, let me go ahead and die and get back to the beginning of this. Actually, no. It's probably just faster to go this way. Unless I just end up dying here. Ugh. Okay. Animal Crossing. That's a good one too. And that is her mother speaking, so it might not even be up to me. I think we might have our answer. You calling Mikey a girl? It's Michelle. Okay. Okay, so... let's do this. See if we can get back up to that room. Yeah, and they are just like, in this game, they are just completely random with their item drops. Because, you know, in certain Metroid games and just certain video games in general, the game will know you're capped on missiles. You don't need missiles, so it'll start dropping health. This game doesn't give a rat's behind. It just drops you whatever, whenever. Does not care. Ladies do not chuck things, my love. We just start crying. Oh, you might be a little bit behind on the stream, but I wasn't saying that our daughter would chuck something out of anger, but with the Wiimote, if you're playing baseball, like that was literally a common issue back in the day, is people were playing baseball and they didn't have the wrist brace on, so they'd swing to hit the baseball and instead they'd chuck it straight into their TV. Genuinely. People were breaking their TVs all the time. I feel like I'm not supposed to be going... I don't know. I'm so lost. No, I don't think this is it. Dang it. All-knowing friend in the chat. Where do I go from here? NES Metroid expert. Yeah, there's been like some hilarious incidents in a lot of Nintendo's history. That was one of them where everybody was like breaking their TVs because they were chucking, you know, the Wiimotes into the TV. Another one is where everybody was jacking up their hands playing Mario Party because there's that one where you need to rotate it and everybody was using they were using the palm of their hands. So Nintendo was like, all right, so they just to protect their rear end, they had to release official Nintendo gloves for Mario Party to protect people's hands from getting injured. That's a good. Also, the NES Zapper. You guys know the NES Zapper that came out on the original Nintendo console, right? It's just like a straight up black revolver in Japan. It looks like an actual gun. It's like kind of amazing. Okay. When you arrive, go to the right and up. Okay, okay. So you're talking about this one. I think that's the only one I could go right then. Oh, I thought you meant she'd be mad. No, 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 no. I think she's gonna... I think my daughter's gonna have a way better attitude and be more like her mom. And she's probably gonna take care of her mom. I hope she doesn't take care of me. Take after me. I mean, she'll be competitive and she'll probably, like, you know, achieve things in life if she's super competitive. But she'll also need to go to, like, anger management classes. So, I kind of hope that wasn't the case. If she can be like my wife and just achieve a lot of cool things while being, like, sweet, happy, and angelic, that would be way cooler. Alright, so here, maybe? Ugh. Everybody's yelling at me. Okay, I'm just gonna wait here for a minute. Where do I go from here, chat? Where do I go? I'll take the Various suit. I'll take the Ice Beam. Whichever. It's fine. Okay, Various suit first. So you're being patient with me. I appreciate you. So this is the way to the Various suit. Do I go right here? Just hope she doesn't inherit being washed at games like you. ID Munster, listen, you only play Xenoblade because it's the only game you're good at, okay? I've played against you at Smash, and I freaking wiped the floor with you, okay? So miss me with that, ID Munster. Listen, ID Munster's the only person I'm mean to in chat, but I get a pass for that one. Let's see. Hopefully she'll be a balance because I honestly don't have a competitive bone in my body. No, you really don't, but that's okay. Not sure if it's the Various suit or the high jump boots, but going right at this door is the way to go, says Remy. One person is telling you to go to a warfare. I'm telling you to go to the Various suit and Ice Beam first. Okay. This is Various suit then? This is why people say stuff like the water temple in Zelda is so hard. It's not really that hard. It's just that you get lost. Because there's so many different ways to go, and you forget what is the correct way to go. Like, that's genuinely all that it is. Maybe you can't find a key for an extended period of time, but a lot of times you just don't know where to go. That's also OG Metroid. Alright, chat. New question for y'all. What is the best Nintendo console? What is the best library? The Switch only counts for Switch games. Okay? So if you want to say Switch, you can't include N64 games and, you know, Game Boy Advance games and all those other games. It only counts for Switch games. So which specific Nintendo console had the best library of games? Let me know. Bro, get out of here. Keep that missile. Ah, I meant to shoot a missile, not a regular shot. various suit is on the ceiling. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. I really just walked past it? Dude, imagine figuring this crap out on your own in, like, the late 80s. No guide, no hints, no nice people in the chat. You just have to figure it out. Yeah, I passed this room without even thinking about it. Here we go. Ah, come on. Alright, thank you, chat. Man, my timing sucks. There we go. Okay, where can I okay, so that's the last one I can do. There it is. I was obsessed with this kid. I was obsessed with this game as a kid, and I'm a Zoomer. Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. I love to hear that. My youngest brother was that way. It's really cool to hear people who have, like, young people who have, like, an appreciation for old games. Because it always kind of breaks my heart whenever they're like, oh, these graphics are terrible. It's like, man, appreciate it for what it was at the time, man. Like, that just kind of comes with the territory, you know? Okay, it was crazy, and we did it, or, well, my buddy Brian did it, because, again, I was terrible. Alright. At least I have enough missiles now where I don't have to, like, worry about using too many. So now Samus is super pale. Samus hasn't been in the sun at any point in her life. Samus is now basically a YouTuber like me. And is a vampire who's hurt by the sun. Okay. Ah! Select button, come on. Super pink missile Samus. Not pictured. Okay. Let me check my online guide from my super chat friend. Go right, fall down the shaft for the ice beam. Right here, dummy. Okay. Oh, come on. I wish they'd just make it, like... I get it. It was before its time. But, like, I wish I could just shoot downwards. Scotland says, I've noticed that retro game appreciation is on the rise in general the last few years as the modern gaming industry is just making people more and more frustrated. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good question, actually. What do you guys think is the most, like, frustrating aspect of, like, modern gaming? Is it in-game purchases? Is it incomplete games being released? Is it modern messaging? There's a lot of stuff. Online gaming is something I think we take for granted. Because I remember when, like, I was first playing games online on, like, Halo 2 with friends. That was the coolest thing. Although, it is lame how people just don't play at each other's homes, like, you know. Very rarely do a bunch of friends gather together and we all play on a couch, you know? And some games, they don't even let you now. Some games, it's like, if you want to play you know, cooperatively, you each need to have an Xbox and play from your own separate Xboxes. Fortunately, Nintendo doesn't operate like that, but for PlayStation and Xbox, they've gone that direction a lot, and it's just basically just corporate greed. They just want to sell as many consoles as possible, so they basically force multiple members of the household to each own an Xbox. Okay, so Halo 3 is getting close to 20 years, and it still looks amazing. Yeah. At the end of the hallway, you fall down the shaft. Okay, so I fall down here. I mean, that's the only way to go, so... Create. Save point. Create. Don't load. Create. Fall all the way down, I assume? Halo 5 did that? Yeah, exactly. One of the many things Halo 5 did wrong. I don't know. Halo 4 is like kind of... I genuinely like... I kind of liked Halo 4. I did. It wasn't to the level of the Bungie trilogy, but I was like, okay, this was still enjoyable. The emotion was good between like the relationship with Cortana and Chief. Maybe it leaned into that like a little too much, but I you know, I liked it. The music wasn't as good as Marty O'Donnell's music, but it was still pretty good at some points. In the transition room, bomb the floor. Okay. Save again. What am I missing here? There it is. There it is. All right. Thank you so much for the help, man. I really appreciate that in the chat. Cause it's tough. Like that's the thing about like Zelda and Metroid games. I like the struggle. I like not knowing where to go and having to figure it out. But there's like this weird pressure when you're streaming, where it's like, I don't want people just see me wandering lost forever. You know, it's like you want to keep it moving to a certain extent. So it's tough. Unplug my headphones for a second. Ah, the ice peak. It's so beautiful. Kraid or Ridley after this, your choice. I think you always got to start with Kraid, to be honest. But I think I am going to wrap it up soon. Because we've been going for almost 2 hours here now. So I think that'd be a good way to start the next stream, is just jump right to Kraid. Alright, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and save here. We've been going for about 2 hours, and then we'll pick it up with Kraid soon. I'm going to be doing some Metroid videos soon, jumping into the lore and stuff, and that'll be good. So keep an eye out for that. Also, I'm going to be talking a lot about Echoes of Wisdom because that game is coming soon. Very exciting. And I will be streaming that over here as well. So, yeah, you guys have a wonderful evening. I will see you at the latest next week. I'm going to stream as often as I want, but the streams you can definitely count on are Wednesday nights Zelda, Thursday nights Metroid. So thank you to everybody here who hung out. It was a very nice stream, very successful stream. Had like twice as many people as we had yesterday. So appreciate it. Aaron Fever, we're going to talk about some editing. Maybe we'll get some videos over here more frequently. So anyway, thank you everyone, and you all have a good night, and